In the latest update to Element Pack, a new widget called Step Flow has been included. If you go to the link in the description below, it will take you to Element Pack, and then down here you can see Step Flow added in version 5. Now, Step Flow has a lot of usage, and you will see in most cases it's used very well when you have steps that are adjacent to each other. So from the beginning, your design concept will be to make various columns and then put these steps next to each other. That's a great idea for a sign-up process or for a payment gateway flow. Then you use the step flow. Well, that's probably why it's called the step flow. I'm JP here at Websites for Beginners. Let's see how this element plays out with an Elementor. The first thing I'll do is bring in 3 columns because, as you had seen in those demos I had shown you, it doesn't really make sense to use the Step Flow widget by itself. So you design one, style it, and then you copy it for step 2 and step 3, and then you can make those styling changes. Let's go over here to our widget library and we search for Step Flow. Click and drag into the first column, and immediately you have the step process. And this Step Flow widget brings so much to the game that you're going to have a lot of fun if you ever have to work with step processes. The first thing you will have to think of is whether you're going to use an icon or your own image. Let's stick to the icons because that's a good idea. And then you have the normal choices for which icons do you want to use. To go to your icon library, you've got a lot here from Font Awesome. Let's say we look for something like, oh, this one looks like a forward button. Insert that. Next will be the heading. So we can say here, step 1, and that will be subscribe. First part they have to do. Over here, you also have description. And as you can see, all of these allow for dynamic tags that you can use. If you want to make your title clickable, over here you click on it and add the URL down here in title link URL. Let's leave that off. Title HTML, and then you have control over the alignment or even justification, which I highly don't recommend. Let's go back to center it, and you can add a title separator over here. Show the direction. Yes, it's going to the right. And read more gives you a call to action button at the bottom. You can also add a global link. Global link will deactivate the read more link as well as your title link if you have one, and then the entire widget becomes clickable as a global link. Let's deselect that. The read more, as soon as you have activated it, you're going to get controls over the read more for your call to action, bringing your link over here, and you can also add an icon to it if you need that. Icon spacing, normal things that you will do with a button. Then the badge over here, and the badge is that area there next to the arrow. Here you can also add what you need for the badge. Like if this is step 1, we can go back here to our title and remove that step 1 because it already says step 1 there. Go back to badge and then remove the 0. So we just have step 1, and you have control over the position, top left, center right, over here, center, over here. And that will all depend on what you've got going on within this area. For me, the top right, that's a nice one over here. And then we have control over offset. This will give you full control over where you want it to display. There you have your y-axis. And you also have the ability to rotate it. Bring it back. And that's how you set up your Step Flow widget. Styling will give you all the bling that you need to make this look good, from icon colors to hover effects to spacing and size. And this will allow you to style it out exactly the way you want it to look. Go to read more. Let's add a border, width of 1. And we can say add padding here. And our button also looks better, and make changes to the color. Direction arrow over here. You can have a solid. And let's make the width a little bit bigger so we can see what's going on with our arrow over there. Change the color. Let's put it on black. The width extends the arrow. Let's see, dotted. Oh, that's very difficult to see. Dotted and dashed. And I think solid is a good choice here. The badge, let's change the text color to white. And then let's put the background color to a classic. And we can just set the color to this dark blue. Now it's starting to look like something that can appear on the website. What we do next is right click and then we click on duplicate and we just drag that. Duplicate and drag that. And for the last one, remember to go into the widget and remove the arrow. So we go back to the front, show direction, turn it off, because this will be your final step. Let's jump into tablet mode just to see if it looks good on the tablet. Yep, it plays well. And we can make some styling settings as well as margin and paddings to give it a little bit more area. And on mobile, they are going to stack. If you have the space for it on mobile, you can try and bring those columns in next to each other. Otherwise, stack would be a good idea. Don't worry, the arrow still points to the right, but it's kind of natural for us to understand that the arrow is going to the next box below it. And that is Step Flow, the widget add-on from Element Pack Pro for Elementor, both the free and pro versions. For more tutorials like this, to learn more about the Element Pack from bdthemes, make sure you subscribe here to our YouTube channel. Also go and check out the website. We have a lot of goodies over there at websitesforbeginners.com. I'm JB. See you in the next video.